welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for October 23, 2023. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website at whenthecurveslineup.com. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 7:12 a.m. Central Daylight Time, followed by sunset at 5:57 p.m. Venus reaches greatest elongation today. The planet reaches the westernmost extreme of its solar orbit, 46.4 degrees from the Sun. The planet rises nearly 4 hours before sunrise. At sunrise, the planet is over 40 degrees up in the southeast. An hour earlier, when the sky is darker, Venus is 10 degrees lower in the east-southeast. Through a telescope, the planet is 50% illuminated, a morning half-phase. Notice the exaggerated size of the planet on the accompanying chart in the article on the website. It resembles a waning half-moon, known as last quarter. While Venus phase continues to grow, lunar phase names such as waxing and waning are not used for Venus. Until November 10th, the planet rises at today's time interval. As the planet moves towards solar conjunction next year, it rises later each morning. By mid-December, Venus rises 30 minutes later than today's rising time. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky, an hour before sunrise, brilliant Venus stands nearly 30 degrees up in the east-southeast. This morning, it passes Chertan in a white conjunction. The planet and the star are 9.9 degrees apart. Venus seems to step past the distant stars in Leo. Earlier, it passed Regulus, meaning the Prince, Leo's brightest star. A week ago, it passed the star Rho Leonis, Rho Leo on the chart. In this morning's conjunction, Venus is too far away from Chertan for them to fit into the same binocular field. Chertan is part of a triangle in Leo that marks the lion's haunches and tail, dotted by Dean Bola. Regulus is at the bottom of a backwards question mark outlining the lion's head. We see Leo in silhouette as a westward-facing creature. During October each year, we see Leo in the eastern morning sky. As Earth revolves around the Sun, we see the constellation earlier in the night at each season. By spring it is high in the south after sunset. Bright Jupiter, noticeably dimmer than Venus, is over 20 degrees above the western horizon. It is 12.0 degrees to the left of Hammel, Aries' brightest star. For sky watchers with telescopes, Jupiter's great red spot is at the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere at 5:17 a.m. CDT. Jupiter is approaching opposition, meaning that Earth is between the planet and the Sun. When that occurs, the planet rises at sunset and sets in the west at sunrise. Venus and Jupiter are at opposition, meaning they are 180 degrees apart in the sky, and Jupiter sets as Venus rises on December 10th. This morning the two planets are over 121 degrees apart. In the evening sky, Mercury and Mars set shortly after the Sun. Mercury is moving into the western evening sky, while Mars is heading toward a solar conjunction. This evening the Moon is near Saturn. At 1 hour after sundown, the lunar orb, 71% illuminated, is about 25 degrees above the south-southeast horizon and 6.8 degrees to the lower right of Saturn. The moonlight is too bright to see dimmer stars, although they can be seen through a binocular. Fomalhaut, the mouth of the southern fish, is about 20 degrees below Saturn and nearly 10 degrees above the horizon. 3 hours after sunset, Saturn is in the south. It sets a few hours after midnight. At this hour, Jupiter is over 5 degrees above the east-northeast horizon. By 2 hours after sunset, the Jovian giant is over 15 degrees above the eastern horizon. By midnight, Jupiter is in the southeast, and tomorrow morning it is again in the western sky when Venus gleams in the eastern sky. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.